Hi, I'm Chip Vagnoni, Product Specialist with Acteon North America. I'm here today to talk to you about the Piezotome II piezoelectric surgery device from the Satelec division of the Acteon Group. Piezotome II is a piezoelectric surgery device designed for pre-implant bone surgeries, as well as conventional tooth treatments. Some of the procedures that the Piezotome II is capable of include bone block grafting, sinus elevations both from a lateral as well as a crestal approach, atraumatic extractions, ridge splitting, bone block grafting, osteoplasty, and tooth hemisectioning. The advantages of piezoelectric bone surgery include the following. It has selective cut, so it cuts bone but preserves soft tissue. What this means to you is reduced risk of damaging soft tissue structures such as nerves, membranes, and arteries, particularly the Schneiderian membrane when doing sinus lift procedures. It's very minimally invasive. The Piezotome II produces a very fine, clean, precise, and thin cut. Therefore, you're cutting away less bone than a bone saw or a burr and preserving more bone. Therefore, you get faster healing. You get very much increased tactile sense when using the Piezotome II as opposed to a burr or a bone saw, because there's reduced chatter when you're applying the tip to the bone, as well as there's no vibrations in the handpiece, which gives you an increased tactile sense. With Piezotome or piezoelectric bone surgery in general, there's also cavitation produced by the fine ultrasonic vibrations, and there's less blood in the operatory, as well as it evacuates the bone chips, giving you better visibility in the operatory area. The Piezotome II represents the second generation of piezoelectric bone surgery products from Acteon North America, and it includes some features and benefits that are exclusive to Acteon and firsts in the industry. With Piezotome I, we had a lot of people that liked the product, that loved the selective cut, they loved the faster healing, they loved the increased tactile sense, and all the other features and benefits that I just spoke about. But one of the main objections that we got from a lot of customers was that, well, it's just not as fast as my bone saw or my burr, which was true. So with Piezotome II, we vastly increased the power in the handpiece to give you very much faster cutting. So for example, the Piezotome I handpiece output wattage was about 20 watts. We've upped that power to 60 watts in the Piezotome II handpiece. What that means to you is a very much faster cut and faster procedures. With Piezotome II, what we've also added, which is a first in the industry, is an autoclavable LED light in the handpiece. What that gives you is increased visibility, particularly when working in posterior areas of the mouth. And an LED light in the handpiece, as opposed to fiber optic halogen-based light in the handpiece, is that it's brighter, it produces a white light for better visibility, it lasts longer, and it doesn't produce any heat, much unlike a fiber optic handpiece that is used as well in the industry. Another feature that we added to the Piezotome II is a brightly lit color touchscreen control. You can control all aspects of the Piezotome from the color touchscreen control, and it works in much the same way as an iPad or an iPhone. You can control the irrigation, the power levels, as well as certain options such as turning the irrigation on and off and turning the light on and off if need be. Another feature of the Piezotome II is our advanced foot pedal. Some of the people didn't like the foot pedal with Piezotome I, so we made it larger and easier to use. And with the Piezotome II, you can control all aspects of the device as you can with the color touchscreen control. Therefore, if the clinician is working by yourself and you don't have an assistant with you, you can change all aspects such as the power modes. You can turn your irrigation on and off if you like. You can switch which handpiece is active, and you can use your purge and prime function as well. Now, another industry first that we added with Piezotome II is because we vastly increased the power, we added the feature of progressivity to the foot pedal. So you have the option of either having the device go full power as soon as you hit the pedal, or we added the option of progressivity. So you can increase or decrease the intensity of the ultrasonic vibrations with the foot pedal, much like your rheostat in your chair. Now, the Piezotome 2 represents some of those features and benefits that I spoke of that are industry first. We also carried over a lot of the features and benefits that people loved about Piezotome 1. For example, with Piezotome 2, we have two handpiece connectors, giving you the option of having two handpieces connected at the same time. What this means to you is it increases the time or decreases the time of your surgery. So you can have, for example, if you're doing your sinus lift procedure, you can have your bone cutting tips on one handpiece and your membrane detachment tips on the other handpiece for faster procedures. What we also have with Piezotome 2 is an accurate pump for your irrigation and cooling of the tips themselves. It's an accurate peristaltic pump measured in milliliters per minute. So you get a very fine, precise, accurate irrigation flow rate, reducing the risk of heating the bone and causing bone necrosis. And we actually have studies that show that we're clinically proven to produce less heat in the bone than other devices on the market. What we've also added or kept from Piezotome 1 is an external autoclavable irrigation line. What this means to you is it reduces the cost per surgery because the line is reusable and autoclavable. The advantage of it being external is that if for some reason it gets damaged or clogged, you don't have to send the whole handpiece and cord in for repair, much like some of our competitors have with an internally based irrigation line. With Piezotome 2, we have very sharp, very strong and robust tips. Now, all of our tips are made with a surgical stainless steel. They're also coated with a special coating that makes them resistant to corrosion, as well as reduces the friction, much like a Teflon type coating, which reduces the friction when they're cutting the bone, further reducing the risk of bone necrosis. All of our tips are autoclavable and made of this stainless steel alloy. Now, speaking of our tips, we have a wide array of tips available for all the procedures that we spoke about earlier. Now at Acteon, we like to base our tips all in kits designed around these specific procedures. For example, we have our extraction kit here. The extraction kit consists of 6 tips, all centered around atraumatic extractions. 5 of these tips in the kit are shaped like periotomes, which are all designed for disrupting the periodontal ligament for fast, safe, and effective atraumatic extractions. The 6th tip in the kit is our ninja tip. Now this serrated tip is indicated for cutting teeth, so you can actually do tooth hemisections when extracting a 3rd molar. The next tip kit is our bone surgery kit. This kit consists of 6 tips, all designed around osseous surgery. So some of the procedures you can perform with this tip kit are bone block grafting and osseous reshaping, just to name a few. The next tip kit in our line is the crown extension kit. The crown extension kit allows you to do fast, effective, and safe crown lengthening procedures. The tip kit consists of very small, very fine ball diamond tips, as well as a cylindrical diamond-coated tip, all designed for very fine osseous reshaping around the tooth, as well as the ability to go interproximally for your crown lengthening procedures. Another tip kit that we have here is brand new to the Acteon line of tips, and this is our crest splitting tip kit. This tip kit consists of 6 tips, all designed for ridge splitting. And there's a specific protocol to be followed with this tip kit that allows you to perform very fast, very effective ridge splitting with reduced risk of bone fracturing, as well as the selective cut. So you can actually do a flapless ridge splitting procedure with this tip kit. Here we have our sinus lift tip kit. The sinus lift tip kit consists of 5 tips designed around performing a lateral window sinus lift. You have 2 diamond-coated tips, a ball diamond tip, as well as a diamond-coated scalpel for creating as well as reshaping the window. And then you have 3 blunt-shaped tips, including the SL3, which is a trumpet-shaped tip, all designed for separating the Schneiderian membrane from the bone to give yourself more elevation for the sinus for doing your graft. The final tip kit that we have here, which is exclusive to Acteon, is our Intralift tip kit. The Intralift tip kit are 5 tips designed to produce an internal crestal approach sinus lift using hydrodynamic pressure to elevate the sinus. And this is very atraumatic because it's used in lieu of a mallet and osteotome, which can cause significant trauma and anxiety in many patients. The tip kit consists of 5 cylindrical tips, 4 of which are diamond coated to produce as well as widen your osteotomy. The 5th tip in the kit, the TKW5, is designed to elevate the sinus using gentle hydrodynamic pressure using the cavitation, so you produce a very predictable internal sinus lift that is less traumatic to the patient and faster for you, the clinician. So that concludes our presentation on the Piezotome 2. You'll see that there's other videos in this website that will go through other aspects and features and benefits of the Piezotome 2. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. Hi, I'm Chip Magnoni, Product Specialist with Acteon North America. I'm here again to talk about the Piezotome 2 piezoelectric surgery device. Now the Piezotome 2 piezoelectric surgery device is designed for pre-implant bone surgeries, but if you purchase the Neutron LED handpiece and cord, you can transform the device into a traditional piezoelectric device for all types of conventional tooth-based treatments. For example, you can do a number of treatments such as subgingival perioscaling, endodontics such as apical surgeries, supragingival scaling and tartar removal, as well as special procedures such as cavity preparation, margin preparation, and crown and post removal. When you have the Neutron LED handpiece and cord and plug it in to the Piezotome 2 device, the device automatically recognizes that the Neutron handpiece and cord is plugged in and will change the screen to let you know that this side is activated where the Neutron handpiece is plugged in. Now the Neutron handpiece also has an LED function to it, which produces a very bright white light, which gives you great visibility, particularly in the posterior areas of the mouth. Now, an LED lit handpiece is more advantageous than a fiber optic counterpart because the light is brighter, it lasts longer, it doesn't produce any heat, unlike a fiber optic halogen-based handpiece light. Now, as you can see on the screen, there are different colors which correspond to the different power levels, and these correspond to the different colored bands that are on each Neutron tip. As you can see, this tip has a green band, so it's designed to be used in the green power mode, which is low power or soft, as it's indicated on the Piezotome 2. Some of the tips and procedures that are used in the green or low power mode are subgingival scaling and root planing tips. So we have bladed curettes, very thin diamond-coated tips, regular stainless steel biofilm disruption tips, as well as carbon composite tips designed for safe implant maintenance. So you can scale on implants crowns, and veneers. If you switch it to yellow or medium power, this indicates use with many of our endodontic tips. Some of the procedures you can perform with in the medium power range are crown down endodontic retreatments, including broken file retrieval. You can also do apical surgery treatments, as well as you have K-files such as our IriSafe tips for safe passive ultrasonic irrigation of the canals. Now, blue or high power is indicated for supragingival scaling. So we have a number of tips designed for gross calculus removal, stain removal, as well as interproximal scaling. We have 6 tips available for cavity preparation, so you can do swift cavity preparation as well as safe-sided ball diamond tips and half ball diamond tips that are used for interproximal cavity preparation without damaging the adjacent tooth. Lastly, we have our margin preparation tips, and these tips are designed for margin preparation prior to impression taking, so you can do your margin preparation without damaging the gingiva. Thank you very much for your time, and if you want to learn more about the scaling and perio functions of Neutron, as well as in-depth tip explanation, please visit our Talking Tips with Colleen section of our website to learn more about that, and click on some of the other Piezotome II videos to learn more about what the Piezotome II can do for you in your practice. Thank you. Hi, I'm Chip Bagnoni, Product Specialist with Acteon North America. Today we're here again with the Piezotome II piezoelectric surgery device, and I'm going to go over how to set up your device so it's ready for use. If you need more in-depth setup instructions, please go to our video section and click on the Implant Center 2 Piezotome II setup video, and that goes through a very long in-depth setup process. But today here I'm going to go over with you some easy setup instructions. First, you have your multi-function foot pedal. The multi-function foot pedal attaches to the Piezotome II by a simple serial port connection. This is the same type of connector found in most computers. The connection is in the back. You line up the prongs and just simply insert it, and then tighten the screws to make sure you have a firm, tight connection. The next thing you want to do is insert your irrigation brackets. These insert down into the receptacles in the back of the device, as I'm showing you here. The next thing you're going to do is insert your power cord into the power cord connector into the back of the device. You're going to insert the female end straight away into the back of the device. The other end of the device should be connected to your power receptacle. We recommend either using a ground fault interrupting circuit or some sort of surge protector outlet strip to protect the device against any power outages or power surges. Once you have the device plugged in, it's time to turn it on. The power switch is a rocker switch just to the right of the power cord connector. You want to switch it from the 0 to the 1 position, just like so. I'll do the same thing on a device that's already set up to be used. Once you hear the chime, you'll see the Piezotome icon on the screen, and then the Piezotome function will automatically appear on the device. The first thing you want to do is attach your irrigation line to the cord of your Piezotome handpiece. The irrigation line is connected by these irrigation clips. Each irrigation clip, the large part, is connected to the handpiece cord itself. That clips on. And then the irrigation line itself fits right into the groove of the handpiece. Once you have it connected, you want to attach the other end directly on to the irrigation receptacle of the handpiece itself. Once you have your irrigation line connected to the device, you can plug it straight away into the device. You look for the red dot on the handpiece connector and line it up with the red dot on the device itself. It plugs straight in and there's no screwing involved. The next thing you want to do is attach the disc of the irrigation into the irrigation pump holder. You simply insert the disc like so into the drawer of the irrigation pump and close the door down on top until you hear a click. Once you hear that click and the door is flush with the device, you know it's properly installed and ready to use. The next thing you're going to do is attach the perforator to the external autoclavable irrigation line. The entire irrigation line, including the disc, is autoclavable. The only part that's disposable is the plastic perforator. Now these are not autoclavable. They come in a sterile pouch. You'll open it up like so. Remove the plastic cover on the spike part. And insert the threads of the perforator onto the female end of the irrigation line. Make sure that's nice and tight. Now you can use any type of sterile irrigation for your Piezotome. You can use either sterile water or sterile saline, depending on your preference. You just want to make sure, if you're using sterile saline, at the end of the procedure, to flush your irrigation line with regular tap water so that there is no residual saline left in the line. Once you have the perforator on the irrigation line, you can insert it directly into the irrigation bag, like so. And then you can hang the irrigation bag on the irrigation bracket. Then you can open up this port here, and that allows for a nice flow of irrigation through the handpiece to cool your tip. The next thing you want to do, once you've attached your irrigation line, you're ready to perform surgery. You can attach your tips to the device like so. What I'll do is I'll grab one of the tips here. This is one of our crown extension tips. What you want to do is there are threads on the handpiece itself, and then there's the female end on the tip itself. You want to attach it and screw the tip on just so you get it fingertip tight. Then you can use our torque wrench. Now the torque wrench is designed to go onto the handpiece like so. And you want to line up the square part of the wrench onto the tip so that you have a firm connection. And then tighten it, give it one good turn there. Now the torque wrench is designed so that you can't over tighten and damage the threads or the tip itself. So once you get a good quarter turn, you remove the wrench and you're ready to perform surgery. But first what you want to do is prime it so that you know you have a good flow of irrigation. Now there's two ways to prime the device so you have a good flow of irrigation. Can you see that? You can hit the prime button on here and that'll activate your irrigation until you see that you have a good flow of irrigation. Okay, so now you're ready to go. There's another way to do that, which is on the foot pedal itself. The bottom right black button on the foot pedal also activates the prime and purge button function. That way you know you have a good flow of irrigation. That concludes our setup of the Piezotome II device, and you're ready to perform surgery.